I want to take this time out to thank you for joining us on the Driven Daily Show. My name is Randall, and this is a show that promises to keep you driven on a daily. Now, this is a special edition because this is an official book launch. And I want to share with you a little bit details about my guest today. And this is an extra special one, and I'm going to tell you why. My guest is a father, a husband, a heart-gripping, international, thought-provoking speaker, now newly author, sports, music, and life coach, working with youth and adults, my Buddha, Driven Dailies, and everyone across the world. Let's put our hands together for none other than Theodore Mitchell. Welcome, Theo.
Wow, what a fantastic introduction. But I'm glad to be here, and I'm so excited to be on this platform where we are able to do something exciting, something historic today. So thank you, my brother from the same mother, that's somewhere out on the other side of the world. And welcome to all the viewers today.
No, indeed. Welcome to all the viewers. We do want to thank you for taking your time out and giving us your heartbeat, spending it with myself and my brother Theo. Now, Theo, yes, it is an historic moment because not just for something that you're going to share with us and you're going to give us something special today, but also it's a historic moment for myself. I just did a story, Theo, and I just shared with the viewers, you know, you can have lots of guests on your show, but once you have your own family, then you know God really has his favor on your life. So I'm super thrilled having you on the show, Buddha.
No, thank you. It's a privilege, and I'm really excited for today, and I'm just really chuffed that we are able to do this together as brothers. So thank you once again.
Indeed. And for those that are watching right now on YouTube and on Facebook, I'd encourage you, as it says on the screen, leave your comments and questions below. If we don't have a chance to answer it through this program, we will definitely answer it at the end via the comment section. And of course, so Theo, like we're going to have a special edition today because, of course, this is a special moment for you. And we're going to go through that special moment where you're going to actually give our viewers something very special. And it might just be a gift. We will find out. And then, of course, after that, we will go into a rapid fire questions where I give tailor-made questions to my guests. So it won't be crazy questions out of the blue, but it's specific questions specifically for you. So, Theo, I hope you are ready for that section after the show, eh?
Yeah, I think I'm ready. I watched a couple of your episodes, so I think I know what I should expect.
No, for sure. Now, of course, today is a special moment. Before releasing the special announcement, I want you to share with us a little bit. Of course, I know who you are, but for the 2 or 3 people that don't know who you are, can you kindly share with us and give us just a brief?
Sure. No, it's a privilege for me to do that. To our viewers and to those that are watching, maybe for the first time, and you're wondering, who's this dude, this bald dude? Well, there's 2 bald dudes currently.
Bald dudes, yeah.
But just to give you a glimpse of who Theo Mitchell is, I'm a husband and a father, husband of a beautiful wife, Rosina, and a father of 2 beautiful, handsome boys, Zachary and Aaron. And they are my motivation. They're the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I'm just thankful and grateful for their support, even with this venture. So I have 2 boys. My 2 boys are 13 and 15. It's a challenge being a parent, especially in 2023. Someone told me the other day that my generation is the first generation that had to deal with social media, kids growing up with social media.
Yeah.
And because previous generations never faced that challenge, we were never handed anything over as parents on how to deal with it. Nothing was modeled to us or taught to us how to deal with these challenges. So we really had to navigate through this challenging times, raising kids in a society that is so confusing for our kids growing up. There's so much information out there, and I just thank God that He has really protected my wife and I, that, and given us the wisdom to really deal with our boys and to continue to deal with our sons, raising them up as men in the society. So, and my beautiful wife has been so supportive. I think if it wasn't for my wife, this event would not take place. She was the one inspiring me, motivating me. She's my life coach. For those of you that don't know, an excellent life coach. So I'll give you her details if you want to connect with her. But my wife has been so supportive, and I just want to give a shout out to her and just thank her for being so amazing towards this process and even this day that has arrived.
Man,
So, yeah.
a big shout out to your wife and the kids, and of course, like they say, in the back of every strong man, strong leader, there's a supportive wife. So a major salute to Rosina Mitchell, Zachary, and Aaron. I can't wait to see them when I'm back home in the next few weeks. And Kanevaki.
No, so that's about my family and the people that supports me. But over the years, I've been involved over 15 years full time in ministry, and God has really been taking me on a journey where I have been involved with specifically music ministry, worship in churches, but more when it comes to leadership and people orientated ministry within the walls of the church. But God has kind of taken me on another route and in another direction, which is still focusing on people. And therefore I've been, besides my music, besides pastoring, besides being involved with ministry, I've been involved with sports ministry, with young kids, affirming them. I was involved with men, getting men together and affirming men. I was also involved with homeless organizations where I inspired and utilize certain tools to just motivate them. And obviously, I've traveled internationally. This year, I've been 6 months out of the country,
Sure.
3 months in the snow and 3 months in the sun. So I'm grateful that I could enjoy both seasons in the US, and that has just opened my eyes and has really equipped me and empowered me to come to this point in my life where I'm able to offer what I'm able to offer on this platform. And I'm so excited that today we are able to launch this fantastic product. And I know you're going to tell the viewers what are we launching, but yeah, I believe that there's a call on my life to really add value to people's lives. And I think that call, it's a very dangerous call and a very, what's the word that I'm looking for? It's a cost that you have to pay when you want to help people and add value to people's lives. You pay that cost. You pay those fees in order to help other people. And therefore, I'm just excited that this contribution towards society will make an impact, and people will really grab hold onto what I'm able to offer today.
Absolutely.
So that's me in a nutshell.
Man, and that was well said. We're definitely gonna get to the most exciting part of this episode. But I think an even more exciting part is asking the question, Theo. I said, if I rephrase, you just said that you enjoyed 6 months of snow. Now, as an African man, did you really enjoy the snow, or what was the experience like?
It was 3 months, January, February, March. I stepped into a state in America where they had the worst snowfall within a period of between 26 to 28 years. So for me to see snow, my mind was so conditioned. Whenever I see white material,
Sure.
it's sand. So I was looking at snow, and my mind could not connect to that. It was, for me, it was the white sand dunes of Strandfontein or somewhere here in South Africa. And I had to literally put my hand
Sure.
into the snow, grab, make a snowball, and that is when reality struck, that I'm in another country, in another climate. And I thought it's going to be fun, but it's not fun. So staying indoors was probably the best solution for me to
Oh,
deal with.
man.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. For those that doesn't know how snow feels like, what did it feel like to you when you touched it for the first time?
Uh, sure. It was remarkably soft. It was like feather. Well, you had different types of snow, but the snow that I got, that I touched and felt, it was so soft, and it was absolutely an amazing experience. But it only lasted 5 seconds. So
I. But hey, speaking about 5 seconds, we want to introduce the 5-minute revolution. So this
yeah,
is the official virtual book launch. If we had
come
a
on.
crowd right here, we want to give this moment a round of applause. This is the official launch. Official
Yeah.
launch, baby. Official launch.
Randall, can I ask the viewers just to put a hand clap emoji in the comment section, or just a
Absolutely.
celebration emoji, because it's something absolutely historic in my life. I've had the privilege of witnessing my dad's book launch, The Purpose Driven Life, as well as my brother's book that was launched, Teenership. So it's my
Come
turn.
on. Yes, sir. Oh man, this is a moment that I'm just going to soak in, Theo, because
Yeah.
it's moments like these, especially when doing a recording, we can get so caught up in doing the slides, doing the next question. But I want to take this moment, and what's today? Today is the 15th of December, and it's now a 10 to 10 year by me. It's probably 10 to a 4 by you. And this is a moment we're going to cherish. Theo, we're going to cherish this moment, eh?
Yeah, yeah,
So it definitely then begs the question, Theo,
yeah.
why this book?
Well, I think just this as an introduction, and the viewers can follow along. This book was birthed as a result of not accepting the status quo of the conditioning of our minds, where we confine to the box thinking.
Hmm.
So, for the viewers to understand the box thinking that I'm referring to, is that all my life, and when I view my friends, when I view my family, when I look at society as a whole, we've been boxed into this mentality and mindset that we can only achieve what we can only achieve based on what we currently have and the set of circumstances or the family that we were born into. But if you look at it, Randall, that look at how society box our mentality and box our mindset, that when we wake up in the morning, we wake up in a house shaped as a box.
Mm.
Only to go to work, drive in a car that's shaped like a box, and then go to work for 8 to 10 hours in a building that is shaped like a box.
Hey.
And then for some of us that gets a break, we will open up our lunch box to have a meal. But then at the end of the day, we would go home in our box to a home shaped in a box, as a box. And then we would, because we're tired and because we're stressed out, we'll go sit on our lovely chair or our couch and turn on a TV that's shaped in a box, only to, at the end of the evening, go sleep in a bed that is shaped in a box. And then hopefully after 70 to 80 years, we would die in a box.
Wow.
So you would see throughout our life, we are conditioned. Mostly media assists that conditioning, but society as a whole, our friends, our belief systems, says you can't do it, you can't achieve it, it's not possible. And then we grow up in that environment where we just do what everyone is doing. We settle for average, and we end up like our father and our mother, or our grandfather or our grandfather. With all due respect, we are grateful for our parents and our forefathers and our uncles and our grandparents, for what they've contributed.
Yes.
But they would smile if we have taken our lives to another level, be it financially, be it spiritually, be it emotionally, and be it in our relationships. They would smile and they would be the cheerleaders for us to say, go for it. But sadly, the majority of people ends up in this box mentality.
Wow.
And I lived like that almost close to 35 to 40 years of my life. Being a pastor, being someone that grew up in a church is also shaped like a box. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And I came to the realization, Randall, that something's not right. That what I've been taught was good, but there's more to it. There's more to life than what we are currently experiencing. And therefore, I kind of peeked over the fence and kind of viewed what is currently taking place within our society and within the communities of people that are living a different lifestyle, that are achieving different and amazing exploits, that is really living the best life. And I'm not really only talking about materialism. I'm talking about being joyful, being at peace, having a happy marriage, being comfortable in your own skin, being healthy. And for the years that I've spent as a pastor, I was blessed, but I was obese.
Sure.
I was spiritually, growing, but physically I was diminishing. And I was obese in my health. I fell into a state of depression. My income was taken away a couple of years ago due to various circumstances, and I just did not know how to deal with that. And so I was not just obese, I was depressed, and I was just in a different frame and state of mind. And I was praying, I was fasting, I was going to church, I was reading the Bible, I was doing all the spiritual things that I was taught to do, but nothing changed in my life.
Sure.
And I want to just put out a disclaimer here. What I'm going to share with your viewers is going to shock them, but I think most of your viewers will relate to what I'm saying. They won't maybe have the boldness or the confidence to verbally or physically say it because they're feeling it. And I know society has taught us not to speak our mind, not to share what we are feeling, and therefore those feelings get bogged up and we become this miserable, frustrated person. And people, either commit suicide or they just relegate themselves to the fact that this is what life is. And that's the lie of the devil. That's the lie of the enemy. When I read the Bible, and this is not a spiritual book at all, but for me, this is one of the most spiritual books that I've ever read myself, because it takes scripture and it brings it to life. John 10:10 says, the thief cometh to kill, steal, and destroy, but I have cometh to give church. No, he didn't say that. I've come to give religion. No, he didn't even say that. I've come to give prayer meetings. No. I've come to give life, and life in abundance.
Yes.
And I think when ask any Christian, when we talk about abundance, the first thing that they will talk to you about is spiritual abundance. And I'm grateful for that. But come on, man. Most of us raising kids want to show our kids this God that we serve, that's alive, that we believe is a God that is prosperous. But we're not seeing it. Is a God that gives us good health, but we're not seeing it. So when I read that scripture with the lenses that I have put on over the last couple of years, I see that God wants us to have abundant life in every area of our lives, and not just in the by and by, not just one day in heaven. Because if we believe that we are the salt and the light of this earth, we are supposed to demonstrate, we are supposed to manifest the glorious power of God in our health, in our relationships, in our finances, with our emotions, with our goals, in our spirituality, and also with our mentality and our mind. So hopefully that has set the foundation. And for those of you that don't believe what I believe, because I realize the audience, I don't take it lightly when I have audience and people here that comes from different belief system, and I respect what they believe. I respect if they believe in a higher power or in the universe or whatever God they serve. I respect that. I believe what I believe, and I stay true to that. But I'm not going to push my belief system on other people when it comes to their decision that they make, in whom they want to serve. All I want to become is the salt and the light, and present to humanity and offer to humanity a product or a service where they are able to manifest and materialize all the promises of God, all the blessings that they believe God wants them to experience in this life. I came to practicalize it. I don't know if that's a word or a term. But just to make it practical. So I've asked the Lord. I said, Lord, that you should really show me that this book, how am I able to design and write this book? And God told me, he says, Theo, I'm not going to show it to you. You're going to live it.
Sure.
You're going to experience it. So this 5-minute revolution was really birthed from a place in my life where I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was sick and tired of seeing people that was not believing what I believed, driving the cars that I was desiring, living in the houses that I was desiring, enjoying the relationship, having the health that I was missing in my life. And therefore, I went to go look at those people that was succeeding in areas that I was failing. and isn't it so amazing that when your car's broken, you take your car to a mechanic, someone that has the competency of fixing your car. You don't take your car to a pastor. You don't take your car to a doctor. Why? Because they're not equipped and they're not specializing in that work. So I realize if there are people that are experiencing wealth, if there are people that are experiencing good health, I need to go to those experts and find out what are the principles. And I embarked on this adventure of really jumping into certain practice. And one of the practices is called the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. That was such a mind-blowing experience for me. But I failed 5 times trying to install this program.
Sure.
And to the point where I had to realize there's something deeper and there's something greater when it comes to why I'm not able to change my life or transform areas of my life that I'm desiring. Sure. Only to realize, Randall, and I hope my viewers really get this point, because this point that I'm going to share is the nucleus of why we're experiencing the things that we are experiencing in our lives. And what I found out was that, and this just shocked me, that according to the latest research in science, and this was written in one of the most profound and best science journals around, where it was said that 95% of your life that you are living on a daily basis, it's not coming from your wishes or your desires. It's not coming from your goals. It's not coming from your dreams. 95% of our activities that's taking place on a daily basis, it's coming from programs that's found in our subconscious mind. Now, some of you I just lost some of you right now because I spoke about subconscious mind programs. What you're talking about, and just for the average person well, not just for the average person, can I shock you? Majority of people cannot explain the mind. Ask anyone, explain to me, how does your mind work? 99% of the population will say, I don't really know. Ask them how to load a YouTube video. Ask them to do the most intricate things in this life. They will show it. They will know how to do it. But the most basic things is to understand how your mind works. And when I delved into that to uncover how this mind works, I found out that we have a conscious mind and we have a subconscious mind.
Sure.
The conscious mind is the place where we are consciously present in the moment, where if you want to go to the toilet now, you will say, I'm going to the toilet now because you want to go to the toilet. Or I want to enjoy now a McDonald's burger. That's coming from your desires, coming from your wishes. But we don't live from that place. We live from our subconscious mind, the second mind, which is the most powerful mind.
Sure.
And that subconscious mind controls 95% of our lives.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Sure. Theo, there's so much to unpack. And when asked the question, why this book, it really sounds like you've got so much strong whys because you were obese. Why? Because you were depressed and broke. And what a strong sense of reasoning for having this book. And now on top of that, Amal Dink, everyone is thinking, so what is this book? Now, before we get into what is this book, Theo, we just want to thank everyone that has just joined right now. We see you on Facebook, we see you on YouTube, and we are so glad that you've given us your heartbeat here on the Driven Daily Show to spend it with myself and the newly author Theodore Mitchell. Now, Theo, you've spoken about the conscious and the subconscious mind. You have something you'd want to share?
I have to complete this.
Absolutely.
This sharing of knowledge, and for our viewers to become aware of what's happening in their lives. Because I thought that it's sheer willpower that's going to get me to become wealthy, sheer willpower that's going to help me to be more healthy. But I never understood that that's my desire that comes from my conscious mind that only controls 5% of my daily life. And this is not me saying, this is scientific research that has studied people over a course of years, over a lifetime, and they found out that your subconscious mind is the most powerful part of the brain, part of the mind that controls your life. And why is it important and why is it so powerful? It's powerful because the subconscious mind consists of programs. Listen carefully. Of programs that was given to you at a young age between 0 and 7, when you were still, in the last trimester of your mom's womb. It was given to you there already up until the age of 7. And why is it relevant? It's relevant because everything that we know now is because it was modeled and it was handed over to us as little children. Listen to me. As little children, we were given worldviews on money, worldviews on relationship, worldviews on government, worldviews on race, worldviews on almost every aspect of life. And it was given to us not by teaching, it was given to us by modeling. Are you listening to me? And I came to realize that because we were modeled poverty, we were modeled scarcity, we were modeled lack. We are trying now at the age of 35, trying to work for money, trying to raise wealth, and we're failing dismally, and we're beating ourselves up because we feel that it's our fault. And I want to set our viewers free today. It's not your fault. You're a victim, but hallelujah. You don't have to stay a victim because that's why we're here today. But I think the victimhood that we were handed over, or those programs that was handed over to us as little children, we were handed over these programs by what was modeled. And that's why I just want to pause for a minute and say I'm grateful for my parents. I'm grateful for our grandparents. I'm grateful for all those that has done their best, their level best to give us a good life.
Yes.
But the tragic reality is, Randall, that what was handed over to us now becomes a program, and now it gets perpetuated throughout our life, and we are doing things and asking ourselves, why am I struggling here, and why am I succeeding in other areas? And that's due to the fact that it was all not negative. There was positive programs as well.
Okay.
And I think it was the biologist, the cell biologist by the name of Bruce Lipton, that says that when your life goes into a crisis, and most people that has finances can go to a psychologist or a psychiatrist, they will lay you on a beautiful red couch and they will say, Randall, can you take me back to your childhood days? Whoa, wait a minute. Why do they want to go back to your childhood days? And the reason for that is it's confirming what the research is suggesting, is that whatever program that has been handed to you as a child, you almost like powerless. And the only way, they say, for you to reprogram those negative programs is two ways. Well, there's three ways, but the third way is a bit it hasn't been confirmed yet. But there's only two ways, and the two ways is by hypnosis. And why is hypnosis so important? Is because between the ages of 0 and 7, our brain waves was in a state of hypnosis. We were living between the brain waves of theta and alpha. And theta and alpha is the two brain waves. You know, for those of you that don't know, we have 4 basic brain waves, which is delta when we asleep at night. Theta is when we're just waking up in the morning, you know, we're still groggy, or when we're just falling at sleep at night, that's theta. And then alpha is when we are, you know, relaxing in front of the TV, but beta is when we are, you know, at work, grinding and doing what we have to do. Okay. So as a child, we were stuck in the theta stage, and the theta stage is half imaginary and half reality. That's why as children, we would be so creative. We would use a broomstick and imagine that's a horse. We would have teacups and think that we are big adults and playing, so let's say, housey. Yeah. You know, icy. Yeah. So it's important for us to understand that it was through theta that we received our programs, and it's through theta that we are able to reprogram. But for you to do that, I mean, it's so hard for people, because you need funds, you need financial pockets to be able to go through that process. But for the average person, the second way for you to reprogram is through repetitive action. So most of your viewers drives a car or can ride a bike. And the way we could ride a bike or drive a car is by repetitively, you know, trying to ride a bike, you know, falling, ride, fall. But then one day we'll get onto a bike and we'll be effortlessly riding. One day we'll get into the car, we'll put in the clutch, change the gear, and we will be driving off without thinking. Why? Because those are the mechanisms for you to reprogram or to learn new habits or to learn new things. And this is where the term habit comes in, where habit is a repetitive action that you have done over and over and over. And why is it relevant to this conversation? And as I conclude with this important foundation, why is it relevant? It's because most of our lives, we are living from our habit life, from our subconscious mind. Another word for subconscious and programs is habit, our habit mind. They call it the habit mind. We are doing things habitually without thinking. That's why, have you ever driven a car, Randall, in Canada, and you would have a conversation with someone, or maybe you would be daydreaming, and then 5 minutes later you say, hey, how did I get here at the shopping center? You know, how did I get here? Yes. Because your mind, which is your conscious mind, was drifting, or you were talking to a buddy or to your wife or to your spouse who was controlling the steering wheel. Isn't that scary? Someone had to be controlling the steering wheel. Consciously, you were involved in a conversation. Consciously, your mind was drifting. And we understand now, if if 95% of our lives is controlled by programs from coming from our subconscious mind, it suggests that we are not in control of our lives. The programs are in control of our lives. And can I shock you? 70%, this is the current research stat, 70% of our programs by the age of 35 are negative programs. No wonder we are in the state that we are as a society, because you'll find that same young girl, tragically, that has been abused as a young girl, goes out now as a young woman and goes and marry the exact person that does the exact abuse to her. How's it possible?
Sure.
And maybe that's you as a viewer, and you're saying, "Oh, Theo, you know, you're triggering certain," and I'm doing it with much love and respect. But with knowledge comes awareness, and with awareness comes transformation. And when you realize that you must stop beating yourself up, because it's not you, it's the programs. And therefore, my book today, that's why I'm so excited.
Come on.
That I'm birthing today is going to help you start transforming those programs. And I think that's all for now.
Wow. I think before we even go any further, I hope you have some water there by you, Theo, to drink. I see you drinking already. What a powerful thought that you just given us. And if you just joined, I want to say thank you. We see you on Facebook, we see you on YouTube, and thank you so much for spending your time and giving us your heartbeat, spending it with myself and Theodore Mitchell. Now, Theo, you mentioned something there, and we're not going to spend too long on this because we are going to go into what the book is. You mentioned between 0 and 7, that was the time when we have been programmed, and now it's a case of where we are running our entire lives off that programming that we received from 0 to 7. And now you are saying, yes, it is shocking news and it can be terrifying news for us. However, today you've got a solution that can reprogram us. And can you kindly share with us, what is this solution?
So the solution, and the reason why I'm calling it the 5-minute revolution, this book is revolutionizing our thinking, because I think it's in Proverbs, in the book of Proverbs, it says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so easy. We become our thoughts. Our thoughts is a reflection of our programs. And then our programs create our thoughts, and our thoughts, creates our action. So if we are able to change the programs, we will start thinking differently. And therefore, we need a revolution that has to take place within the confines and the corridors of our minds, because we will continually do the things that we are doing, continually think the way we are thinking because of the program. So this book is a tool and a framework for you to embark on a morning routine. So this book is it's a morning routine that now, I think I referred to you earlier on that I tried the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. Now, for those of you that don't know Robin Sharma, Robin Sharma is a life coach for NBA superstars, members of royalty, billionaire companies like Starbucks and Nike. He coaches all those CEOs, all those billionaires, members of royalty, superstar athletes. And this is what he suggests to them. And the reason why they are experiencing the results that they are experiencing. And like he says, if you want to experience what the 5% of the population is experiencing, you have to do what the 95% are unwilling to do.
Wow.
I hope you got that. Sure. And what the 95% are unwilling to do is to wake up at 5 o'clock to do our morning routine and then to start your day. So that's the basis of this 5 a.m. Club method, where you are now taking care of yourself, so that when you step out into society, when you step out into your life, you are able to give to others based on the well that has been filled. But if you go out into the society and you are empty, you give nothing to humanity. You make no value. You make no change. So I tried it and I failed 4 times. Why? It was the programs. For all my life, I woke up late. I stayed 2 minutes away from my high school, and I was still late, you
Me
know,
too. Me
because
too. Yeah.
you remember, because it was a program. And as hard as we wanted to wake up early, no, it's your willpower has no power. Your desires has no power because of the program. So this morning routine, I had to realize, and I really dive deep into habituation, because there's a huge focus in society on motivation, but habituation is still an uncommon term. Maybe your viewers are also now thinking, Theo, what's habituation? Basically,
First time I'm hearing
habituation
about it. Yeah.
is habit, forming habit.
Okay.
And therefore, it's called the 5 minute, because it only takes 5 minutes for you. The problem I had with the previous programs, it took too long. It was 1 hour. It's a morning routine. You had to wake up early. This thing only takes 5 minutes. And this is a 5 minute morning routine. And the question is, do you have 5 minutes for yourself in the morning? I'm sure everybody say yes. I'm sure I can put aside 5 minutes. The tragic and the reality of what's happening in society, Randall, is that people don't take care of themselves. People don't have time for themselves. And when I started looking at a tool in the form of a morning routine, I know there's some excellent morning routines out there, and Robin Sharma is one of the one that I put up, on top of the list. But the average person, 95% of people fail, including myself. So I designed this as a method for me to start the process of taking care of myself and start loving myself and start saying, if I love myself, do I have 5 minutes? Yes, I have 5 minutes for myself. And these 5 minutes that I take out in the morning is where I take I call it the 5 superpowers. And I think we got it on the screen there, the 5 superpowers. So for those 5 minutes, Randall, for each minute,
Okay.
I do one routine for every minute. So there's 5 minutes, and every minute I do one superpower, one routine. So I take 1 minute to do breathing and meditation. And breathing and meditation, because it's automatic for us just to breathe, we think we are breathing properly. I've got news for you today. There's a difference between breathing properly and breathing optimally. The new research suggests that whenever we go into a state of anxiety, for us to be able to bring our heart rate down, we have to breathe, and we have to follow a certain timing of breathing so that we can just regulate our heartbeat. And isn't it crazy, Randall, that when God created man, what was the first thing he done? He breathed into the nostrils, and that's when we came alive. When a woman gives birth, what is told to a woman when she's about to give birth? They told her, breathe. When someone dies and leaves this earth, and there's anxiety and sadness, and people are freaking out, what are we told to? Just breathe, to calm down. And therefore, breathing is so powerful. But there's the awareness of this breathing, and it's a certain type of breathing method that I'm sharing in the book. It's called diaphragmatic breathing. Basically, it's breathing in by your nose, out by your mouth, but at the same time adding meditation to it. And then why is meditation important? Meditation is important because meditation is one of the only ways you are able to exist without experiencing any emotions. Can I say that again?
Wow.
So and I want our viewers to practice this right now. You might be facing a troubled time in your life. You might be having anxiety. You might be struggling in your finances or in a relationship. For you to exist and not feel those feelings, meditation is one of the ways where nothing else exists but you. And when you breathe, when you inhale and you release and you close your eyes and you start listening to that exhaling breath, like you're forcing your brain and your mind now to let go of your emotions, of the pain or of the struggles, and now focus on the breath. And for that 1 minute, you are at peace. You are at joy because nothing exists. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
And therefore, stillness, therefore, quietude, therefore, solitude is so powerful, because Nelson Mandela, for 27 years, he was confined to a prison, and he utilized that small room where it was just him on his own, quiet. He came out this country builder, this master of relationship, this titan of peace building. Why? Because he was able to be alone with himself. Many of us, we are addicted to distractions. And when we are addicted to distractions, it becomes a form and a way for us to not feel those feelings, and for us not to come into a space where we can just be quiet. So I'm advising just for 1 minute for you to breathe and just to be quiet.
And what a powerful concept. I know we're going to move over to the next 4 superpowers that's ultra key to having a successful 5-minute routine. And Thea, I wanted to just add that many of us, we are trying to still the mind, because the mind is all over the place, especially moving into the new year. We're thinking about the past, we're thinking about the present, and we're thinking so much about the future. And having this meditation routine, I feel it's going to be so key, especially moving into the new year with everything that's going on and that's on our minds. So I'm so looking forward to the next 4. But share with us if you have anything else on the meditation piece.
So you spot on, Randall. But for our viewers to understand, which is so important, which is critically important, that and I'm just going to touch on the other points, because you have to buy this book, you have to get this book. I'm not going to give everything, so I'm just gonna read the other 4 superpowers. But specifically, when it comes to meditation and it comes to the subconscious mind, we have mastered the subconscious programs that controls our lives. Has been so in effect in our lives that it has taken over our bodies. So listen carefully. Our bodies has become now the subconscious mind. You say, Theo, I'm a bit lost.
Sure.
Well, just by the fact that your emotions, the fact that you are able to smell something, it will trigger something. It will trigger a moment in your life where you maybe took you back to your mom's kitchen, and it will bring back emotions of the past. You will see something and it will trigger emotions. You will feel something and it will trigger emotions. Why? It's because it's a record of the past. Your emotions is a record of the past. And the reason why some emotions are more deeper than other memories, emotions are attached to your memories, and why some certain memories are so clear as it happened yesterday, and that emotion attached to that is so real, and tears will flow down your eyes, down your face, because it felt like it just happened again to you. Why? It's because whatever happened in your past, those emotions has now been so embedded in your subconscious mind that just by thinking, by seeing, by certain things being triggered, you are now being controlled by that. And that's why when people see the big M driving on the road and they will see the big M, who's controlling the steering wheel now? It triggers, you can smell and you can taste that Big Mac sauce on your lips. And now all of a sudden the steering wheel goes towards the big M. And can I shock you? Industry leaders, business titans understands this. That's why they are able to create products like Facebook. They are able to, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on Facebook. They are able to come up with all these devices and technology to keep us hooked and to keep us distracted and to keep us addicted. How many of us, when we wake up in the morning, the first thing we do is we pray? Or do we grab our phones? We grab our phones. Why? It's because of the addiction. So the point that I really wanted to make is that our subconscious mind has become now the body has become now the subconscious mind. You will feel something, and that feeling will drag you towards something. And therefore, meditation is the only way where you can tell your body, like a dog, sit down, I'm going to feed you later. You are going to play later. You are going to check your WhatsApp and your Facebook status later. For now, you're going to sit there and you're going to listen to me. And you now take back control over your mind, over your body. And once you relinquish the power from your body back to your mind, you are able to take control back from your control back of your life. I mean, and that's a bit deeper.
Wow.
I just thought I'd just tell you the power of meditation. And Randall, just for your viewers to understand, this 5 minute, it's called a gateway habit. A gateway is for you just to get in. So the whole purpose is for you to establish this 5 minute morning routine, which I will share the others and just name it. But it's just for you just to get your foot in, to cast a vote. Listen to me carefully. To cast a vote for the person that you want to become.
Okay.
And by doing this, taking 5 minutes out during the day, you're casting a vote. You're saying, yes, I want to be more calmer. I don't want to be stressed out. I want to, and I'll name the other things. The second one is gratitude. I want to be more grateful. The third one, self-affirmation for 1 minute. I want to affirm. I want to be more confident. The fourth one is called goals. I want to be more goal-driven and achieve my goals. And the fifth one is visualization. I want to start seeing further than what I'm seeing right now in my life. You're casting a vote by doing this 5 minute morning routine. You're casting a vote for the person that you want to become. And therefore, it's just a gateway habit. And this establishes a habit, establishes a program in your life where you are now able to build on that program and say, hey, I just don't want to take 1 minute to breathe. I just don't want to have 1 minute of silence and peace. I'm going to take 15 minutes out this morning for myself with no distractions and just be in this calm state.
Wow.
And as you do that, you now become the person that you desire, because you don't become what you want, you become what you think and what you do. So,
sure.
Yeah.
If you have just joined us, man, you are in for a treat. We are 52 minutes in. And for those that are stuck with us, we see you. We see you on Facebook. We see you on YouTube. And thank you so much for giving us your heartbeat. I am so... I've got no doubt that you have been blessed so far. So Theo, we're going to go through the other slides. And of course, as we go through the slides, you can let me know which slides we will just halt on and which slide we're going to move forward on. But before we go, I couldn't help but when I read the book, there was a quote there that I couldn't help but read it and write it down. And I think it's so fitting for what you just said. You said, any new habit must first be established before it can be improved. And for me, that got me, because many a times we want to do something and think, you know what, I'm going to do it today and I'm going to get it perfectly done. But in this quote, you are actually letting us know, hey, there's going to be a struggling process, and it first needs to be established before you can move over to the next 10 minutes and 15 minutes. Let's go first to the 5 minute routine. Can you share with us, was there any struggle that you had, since we're on this point now, with a 5 minute routine where people didn't have 5 minutes? Or was it a case of where 5 minutes was actually doable, which I actually think, Theo, 5 minutes is so doable?
Well, remember, I came off a mission where I failed 4 times to install our morning routine starting from 5 till 6.
That's right.
And for me to do that, I had to have a lot of resources and a lot of things in place. And for the average person, I realized that it has to be free. So for you to do this 5 minute routine, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Okay. So it's for me eliminating the excuses. It's too long for you. I don't have an hour in the morning to spend time because I've got work. I must get the kids ready. Do you have 5 minutes? 5 minutes. The excuse is out the door. So the time was an issue. Time is no longer an excuse. Money is an issue in people's lives. It's no longer an issue. The issue really here is, do you do you see yourself worthy enough to spend 5 minutes
Sure.
improving and empowering yourself? You're taking care of your kids, you're taking care of your spouse, you're taking care of your boss for 8 hours, you're taking care of your business for 14 hours, you're taking care of your neighbors, of your grandmother, your mother, of everyone else. Who's taking care of you? And I'm saying is that 5 minutes establishes this habit, like you said, and now you're able to build as you gain resources. You're able to say, hey, I take my health serious, so I'm going to join a gym. Hey, I take my my financial situation serious, so now I'm going to empower myself, with books, or empower myself with a financial advisor. So, but if you cannot take 5 minutes for yourself and do this morning routine that's going to improve your health, improve your mind, improve your heart, your emotions, improve your soul, your spirituality. If you cannot take 5 minutes, then I know what the problem is. And you know what the problem is? It's self-worth. I struggled with that. It's self-worth. People, and sadly, I've been in church all my life. We cry out and we pray and we worship and we say, oh Lord, you're worthy. But when we look into the mirror, we look at someone and we don't feel worthy.
Wow.
And therefore, God would, and I say this with all respect, God will say, keep your proclamation of and ascribing worthiness to me, and start feeling worthy, and you become worthy. Because if you become worthy and you represent me, people see me in you. And if you and that's why this whole 5 minute routine is really built on the scripture verse where in Matthew, where Jesus says this is the second commandment I give you, is to love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Okay.
And the tragic reality is, if people cannot take 5 minutes to empower themselves and spend time with themselves and grow themselves and develop themselves, if they cannot take 5 minutes, it's an issue with self-worth. It's an issue of believing in yourself. And hopefully the excuses that you have will be thrown out of the door. And he said, well, I can do 5 minutes. And the crazy thing about this, Randall, is we've done a study. We've just passed a 30-day study where we had a group of individuals that tried this marvelous routine out for 5 minutes, and their lives are practically changing with them investing in themselves and doing things that would seem ridiculous to other people, but it's transforming their lives. So
Really, eh? Wow.
I want to encourage the viewers to really, even if you don't buy this book, even if you don't invest in what I am offering today, if you cannot keep promises, self-promises to yourself, if you cannot do things for yourself or take care of yourself, you have a worthiness issue, a self-worthiness issue. And remember, the wealthy people in this world, and I coined this phrase, I need to copyright it, your self-worth equals your net worth. The people that's experiencing gargantuan results in industry is because they believe in themselves. They were called crazy, they were called silly, but they are now industry leaders because they believe in themselves. When people call them crazy, they continue to do the things because they believe in themselves and they deem themselves worthy. And I want to encourage someone right now that you are worthy, mother, father, you are worthy, young man, young woman, you are worthy to experience God's blessings, the best that society, that this world has for you. You are worthy to experience luxury. You are worthy to experience good health. You are worthy to experience prosperity. You are worthy to have a good marriage. You are worthy to not go sane and be depressed. You are worthy to feel happy and to be joyful. And that's the future side coming out.
Come on, this is such a we need to take up an international offering right here. Let's start a GoFundMe right now. Wow, Theo, this is so encouraging for me.
reminds me so of the scripture in Philippians where it says, I can do all things. And the Lord is not saying he can do all things, but I, as a person, can do all things. And you are essentially saying that the self-worth plays such a key role when it comes to determining whether or not you are willing to continue or even try the 5-minute revolution. Now, what I'm going to do, Theo, is I'm going to go through the slides and you can just let me know which one you want me to stop at. And for all those that have just joined us right now, a major salute to you. We see you on Facebook. We see you on YouTube. And thank you so much for leaving your comments below and showing Theo so much love right here in the comment section. So, Theo, we just stopped off over here. We finished with this slide. Who's it for?
Yes.
Just let me know which slide you want us to stop at or go. Or
I just want to say on this slide. So for who is this? This 5-minute routine is for A players. Why do I say A players? A players, and you will see that I put on a slide, that has different pictures of different types of people. This routine, this morning routine, are for people that are A players mentality, people that are tired. I'm talking about mothers, single mothers, single parent mothers or fathers that are working tirelessly to create a future for their children, are working tirelessly just to make it, but all your work is for other people. And this work that you are doing for 5 minutes a day, it's for you because you deserve it. You are worthy. So it's for the businessman that is working for hours and hours trying to ensure there's money for his workers and trying to put food on the table. It's for mothers. It's for grandparents. It's for A players, people that wants to see change. It's not for lazy people. It's not for people. B players are people that accept the status quo. B players are people that are average in their thinking, that's saying a 9-to-5 job is my destiny. A 1-bedroom house is all that I'm desiring for because we have been boxed in by society. I am overweight. That's the reality. I'm going to continue eating and drinking. It's like you've given up already. This routine are not for people that has given up. This routine are for people that are working so hard to make it and to bring about change. This routine is really going to work for them. I don't have time to waste, Randall, really, to be honest, with people that's going to be skeptic, people that's going to say, but what can I achieve in 5 minutes? I'm looking for the real true A players that wants to see change, that wants to not just change their lives, but start changing the programming for their children, so that their children can grow up with programs that will benefit them, where they don't have to work so hard in their lives to achieve, where things just happen so effortlessly. Ask any wealthy child that grew up in a wealthy home. They don't struggle financially. Why? Yes, you could say it's because they were left an inheritance. But besides the fact, that child the environment was conducive for them not to see that money was not a problem, that money is a problem for them. And therefore they grow up with a positive mentality and a positive paradigm or program when it comes to money. Yes, some of them don't know how to use it. They waste it on drugs and materialism, and they have to be taught other programs of, being generous and being caring and, being a blessing, adding value to society. But I'm specifically saying that we have this opportunity to start not just changing the programs for our lives, but for the next generation. Why? Because with social media, it's even conditioning us even more exponentially. We are like I call it a mass hypnotization that's taking place right now, where we are swiping and we are seeing people's lives, living the life, and those are just highlight reels of people's lives, but we're believing that they are living these lives. We fall into depression, we start eating, we start drinking, we start getting addicted to certain things, and then we find ourselves in this vicious loop where we start feeling bad and sad, and then we start eating and drinking. And that's why the biggest addiction in America currently now is sugar. Isn't that crazy? I would think it would be drugs or alcohol. The number one addiction right now in America is sugar. Why? Because it's accessible, it's easily accessible, and it releases dopamine. I haven't
Instantly,
touched
eh?
on this.
Yeah.
And dopamine is a chemical that's released when you start eating sugar, when you start taking drugs, drinking alcohol. It's called the pleasure neurotransmitter.
Mm.
And this pleasure neurotransmitter is called a pleasure drug, a chemical that gets released when you scrolling, you get dopamine gets released. That same chemical that gets released when you're drinking alcohol, when you maybe watching porn, or when you maybe eating excessively. It's that same chemical, and now we get on a high, and now we seek out the highs in our lives so that we are able to be distracted by facing life. And therefore, I've got a new high,
Come on.
which is this 5-minute life,
Wow.
5-minute revolution. That it's a routine where you are able to install it, and it's for the A players, it's for those people that are serious about changing their life. And therefore, we're on the brink of 2023, Randall. We're about to step into 2024, and we are only going to experience what in 2024, what we have been experiencing 2023. Nothing will change. Why? Because the programs are in control, you know. And the sad reality is we live 1 year 80 times over, and then we call that life.
Sure.
And that's a sad state of our society, that we do the same things. Why? We have the audacity to say we are creatures of habit. Get it? We are creatures of habit.
Sure.
So if you are able to install good habits, you can be a creature of habit. But now the good habits take control of your life. 95% you are unaware of what you are doing, but it's making you successful. It's prospering your relationships. It's improving your health, lifestyle. And therefore, I came to the realization that it's not your goals that control your life. It's not your desires that controls your life. Can I go a step further? For those of you that are religious, close your ears. It's not even God that is in control of your life. It's the habits. And I can quantify by saying, even in the Bible, Jesus couldn't heal anybody that didn't have the belief system. Jesus couldn't save anyone that didn't want to be saved. Why? Because there was programs in those people that had a certain belief system, and your belief system is the foundation of your programs. You only do what you believe. And therefore, and I'd say that I was just really being humorous in a way, and I've got all the respect for those that serve God and for God himself. It was just trying to bring across the point that the reason why you're in the mess, the reason why you're stuck, the reason why you are struggling, the reason why you are living this stressful life is because you are not in control. And my message today is you have this opportunity to take back your life with the help of God, with the direction of God's Spirit, and whoever you believe in. You have this opportunity to really transform your life. And therefore, it comes to my final point, Randall, is that how do we see the best results? Doing the study, I took a group of people, and I've literally mentored and really gave them the accountability. And the next slide will show that the best way for you really to see the best results, you can go to the next slide, is when you have accountability, number one. Okay, when you have people that's going to be there for you, people that's going to check on you, people that's going to motivate you. I believe in motivation. Motivation is what gets you to do it, but habituation keeps you consistent. So it's important for us to understand that there's a threshold that if you do it enough times, that this habit of taking time out for yourself, this habit of taking 5 minutes, becomes now a program that's run on autopilot. Okay, autopilot is where you're not anymore control. This plane is flying on its own, and you will start seeing that you will be doing things that that keeps you healthy. You will be doing things that keep you mentally sane. You'll be doing things that will make you financially prosper, and it will run on autopilot. So accountability is key. Strategy is important. You need to set up your environment, which is the next part, because your environment creates the triggers. It's amazing. I spent 3 months in America with ex-drug and alcoholics, where we found out that if you take a drug addict out of his environment and you place him for 30 days in a different facility where there's no triggers, he's clean, he stays clean. The minute you take that drug addict and you put him back into the old environment, triggers hit him day one. He's looking for his next hit. Alcoholics the same. So environment is key. So you need to set up your environment for success. So and then the fourth one talks about consistency. Robin Sharma said something so powerful. He says, consistency is the mother of mastery. If you want to master your health, if you want to master your mentality, if you want to master your money, you have to be consistent. Okay, and then the last one is called automaticity, which I just spoke about. That if you do it enough times, it will now become a part of your life, because it's now you becoming the person that you've been placing a vote every day when you wake up, doing 5 minutes. You're casting a vote for the new Randall, the new Theo. You're saying, yes, I want to become that person. And therefore, for you to be able to do this 5-minute routine, you need all those elements to work in sync with each other, so that you are able to be, you can install this successfully.
Wow. Theo, you've shared with us the power of habits. And within my introduction, I failed to mention that you are really becoming the habit specialist when it comes to branding who you are and just what you specialize in. And just hearing you right now, it's making me really realize how important habits are. For me, when I'm listening to you right now, Theo, all I'm thinking about is when I wake up tomorrow morning, I've got to do this. Because if I don't do this, what's the alternative? And the alternative is so scary, because the alternative actually is, and for those that are watching, we thank you for joining. We see the comments in Facebook and in YouTube. And if you are getting value out of this, please make sure to let Theo know in the comments below. We do see the comments right now. And also ask any questions that you have for him. And Theo, just briefly coming back, and we will definitely move over to the next stage of what the service you actually offer.
Yeah.
The alternative that I'm thinking about is, if I'm not going to do this 5-minute routine, the alternative is going to be a lack of motivation. It's going to possibly be depression. It's going to possibly be living in a life of apathy where, anything happens, just happens. I'm not in control. I'm not using my free will that God has given me. I'm just leaving it up to whoever and whatever. And I don't want that alternative. Dailies and the viewers that are watching, I'm sure you don't want that alternative too. Now, Theo, it really begs the question. Now, how can you help? How can you help?
Listen here, I realize there's 4 people you need in your life. You need a financial coach. You need a life coach. You need a pastor, or maybe do you? You need a spiritual advisor, and you need a good friend. And the reason why I'm stating that is that every great athlete, every world record breaking athlete has a coach, has someone that he's accountable to, has someone that is able to find inspiration that's going to keep him on track. Usain Bolt practiced for 4 years just to run 9 seconds faster. Isn't that crazy? But he had a bunch of people around him so that he's able to achieve that. And my encouragement to those that are watching and that's going to watch even later is that you have to have someone that's going to keep you accountable, that's going to give you the strategy, and that's going to also guide you so that you can successfully install this. And this is where I come in.
Yes.
And I've got a fantastic, I realize why December, it's, next week's Christmas. I realize that the top achievers don't go into the new year without a plan. They don't go into a new year without a coach. They don't go into a new year without strategy. And therefore, I've got this fantastic offer where I want to, for the next 3 months, starting in 2024, I want to come alongside a group of people and I want to mentor and coach them in this fantastic program. And I've got a few things that I want to share, what I'm going to do in this program, and Randall can put it up, because it's important for you not to try to do it on your own, for you not to struggle on your own, and for you to have experts and people that's going to make sure that you do what you say you're going to do.
Yes.
Okay. So this 3-month period group coaching program is the 5-Minute Revolution book that you will get, and it's valued at about $10. I'm giving you a daily habit tracker program where every day we will ensure you do the 5 minutes. I'll be doing live weekly Zoom video mentoring where we will be doing it live. It's not a video where you will just be watching. I will be doing it live with you.
Mm-hmm.
We also have the 7 focus areas success strategy video. This whole 5 minutes, this 5-minute revolution, it's about the 7 focus areas, which is number 1, your health. So we deal with health, we deal with your mind, we deal with finances, we deal with emotions, we deal with relationships, we deal with spirituality. And therefore, these areas, you take 5 minutes during the day, you'll be focusing on a specific area where you are going to grow in. And therefore, I've got this fantastic, it's really something that I have developed myself, which is so profound. And then we're doing a live 3-part webinar training session. And then I have bonus material. It's self-affirmations and goal-setting cheat sheets. Okay, I call it a cheat sheet because I've drawn up affirmations where you are able to look into the mirror, where you are able to say, I am success. Talking to the mirror, talking to yourself in the mirror and say, I am a success. And then saying your name, Theodore is a success. And then pointing towards the mirror and saying, you are a success. So I've got fantastic affirmations, fantastic goal settings. And then finally, we'll be having a weekly live design blueprint template and the 5-minute journal where all these resources is there just to ensure that you get this 5-minute routine and revolution that's going to take place in your life. Get it installed so that you are able to now grow in every area of your life. It's an holistic approach. It's not just for your health. It's not just for your finances, but it's saying that every area of your life is important. And a course like this will probably hit you back this course is about $959, which equates to about almost 18,000 Rand in our currency. But I was a month ago, Randall, just to let you know, I was on I was part of a summit where Dr. Eric Thomas had the summit. And do you know what they were charging for his coaching program?
What
they were charging $40,000 for a coaching program. Isn't that crazy?
Sure.
But today, for the next 24 hours, I'll be dropping that because I understand everybody isn't financially in a good space. But I'll be dropping this to a crazy, crazy, crazy amount that I think everybody will be able to at least do this for themselves. I know you've been blessing people. You've been getting kids new clothes. You've been taking care of everyone. But this is an investment in your life. This is a vote for you. And I've come for the next 24 hours. I'm dropping it to $49, Randall. $49 in the next 24 hours. And this is a 3-month personal group coaching where you'll be part of a community where I'll be taking you through the steps.
Wow.
And after 3 months, you'll be coming out a brand new person. You'll be growing exponentially. And I can almost guarantee it if you are going to put your mind and put your confidence not just in me but in yourself to fulfill this dream in your life. So for the next 24 hours, Randall, I'm dropping it to $49. It will go up after that in the new year, but I'm doing it just as an opening, as a gift, a Christmas gift to your viewers and to anyone that's going to watch later, that they will be able to have someone that is there for them, that's going to install not just any habits, but is going to guide them and keep them accountable to the things that they've been saying every year. Every January, everybody makes promises, New Year's resolutions, and by the end of Feb, all those New Year's resolutions are out of the door. But 2024 is going to be a life-changing year. And Randall, I know people's going to say, Theo, but $49 is still a bit expensive for you. I've got a solution. Okay. It's a radical solution. But the solution is most people has a TV in their house. And I'm going to be very radical today. If you really value you, if you really take yourself serious, if you feel that you have neglecting yourself, take that TV, put it on the internet and sell it. Put it on Facebook Marketplace and sell your TV. The money that you take from the money that you get from the TV, you invest in a good pair of running shoes or walking shoes. You invest in a good water bottle. You invest in good books, because the victim is addicted to entertainment. People that are leaders, that take leadership of their lives, they are addicted to education. Yes. So I would take my TV, get money for my TV, and invest in books, invest in resources that's going to have a gargantuan and enormous impact on my life, so that in 3 months' time, I'll be able to buy 2 or 3 TVs. Why? Because I would have grown in every area of my life, even financially. Yes. And I know this sounds a bit radical, but if you want to see the things taking place in your life, you have to do the ridiculous things sometimes. So
absolutely. Yeah. And Theo, when I look at all the things that you offer, and for those that are joining right now, or those that are still on right here, we thank you. We see you on Facebook. We see you on YouTube. We thank you so much for giving us your heartbeat. We are just coming closer to the close. We're going to have some awesome, fun, rapid-fire questions where we get to know a little bit more about Theo also. But before we get there, Theo, when I look at all the things that you offer for only $49 a month for the next 3 months. Now, when I look at this, you're not just saying, Randall and viewers, buy my course, buy my book, and we will give you one coaching call. You are giving us the ebook for free. You are giving out, not technically for free, but you're giving out in the program. You're giving the daily habit tracker, the live Zoom weekly calls, the 7 videos, the 3-part webinar, the bonus material, and the 5-minute journal. And it could take you well over thousands and thousands of dollars, but it's only for $49. Now, Theo, I know you made a comment and you made a joke by saying sell your TV. And I was expecting you to say, sell your TV to buy my program, but you said sell your TV not to buy the program. And maybe if that's what God leads you to do, great. But you said, buy a new pair of running shoes, buy a water bottle, buy a journal, buy a better pillow. You are essentially... Yeah,
you're right. Thanks for reminding me. Buy the program. That was sorry, just flipped my mind. You see, I came to the place where I want to add value. I came to a place where I'm more concerned of people and wanting to see them move into the right direction. So it just slipped my mind. If you're saying I don't have money, that's an excuse. Victims make excuses. Leaders make things happen. Okay, so if you want to stay a victim, live your life, be frustrated, get depressed, watch Netflix, binge on Netflix, but that's going to be your life. I'm saying sell your TV, because your TV is costing your health. Your TV is costing your wealth. Your TV is costing your relationship. Your TV is costing your financial prosperity. I had to do that. I don't have a TV in my room. I don't have it. We don't watch TV here, you know. So we need to come to a place where we don't have any more excuses. And once you come to that place where you tell yourself, I'm not going to settle for average, I'm not going to settle for excuses. And that was just a radical idea, but you are able to get your hands on funds for you. You've been doing it for people. You've been doing it for people, for other people around you. My challenge to the viewers right now is, what have you done for you, for yourself? And the reason why you've not been taking care of yourself is because you have a self-worth problem. You don't see yourself as worthy in taking yourself for a massage. See yourself worthy in going on this 3-month coaching program. And that has to change. And I believe it has changed. I believe there's people that saw the light, and hopefully they'll take the next step.
No, awesome stuff. Now, when it comes to how can they go about getting in touch with you, finding out more information, whether it is finding more information of the program or actually purchasing the coaching program, what's the next steps for us?
Well, the next step is you will see on the contact, my email address is there. They are able to email me and say, I want in, and I'll send them all the details for them to sign up. But you can find me also on the various channels. I think you got that slide, Randall, where they are able to catch me. You can just put, I think it's the last slide here, the contact us. You can find me. You can email the 5-minute revolution@gmail.com. You can contact 061 037 7998. You can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on YouTube. And we'll also throw in a link in the comment section for you to just click on, and you'll be able to get access to some more information. So we're making it very easy for people to get access to this course and also to get access to the book.
Absolutely. In regards to the link that's in the comments below and in the description, we'd actually encourage you to go that route, because once you provide the email, we'll then be able to send you details about upcoming announcements and just keep you in the loop of what the 5-minute revolution is all about. So we'd encourage you to put your email address in there. Theo, regarding the telephone number, is it okay if people text you? Because I know sometimes you don't want to get a whole lot of calls. Is it cool if they just text you and you can kind of correspond with text, and if they want to go on a call, they can give you a call? Is text okay, or is you want to call?
They can WhatsApp me. Okay. They can even call me. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. And on all your other social medias, of course, is it just your first and last name, or what's the handles for the Instagram and Facebook?
It's Theo Mitchell on X, on Twitter, Theo Mitchell on LinkedIn, Theo Mitchell on Facebook, and I will be sharing more of my my contact list in the comment section.
No, awesome. I actually look forward to having more of these discussions with you, especially on webinar format. But Theo, before we go to the rapid fire questions, how are you feeling, my brother? Who fooled Jay, huh?
Well, I feel that I rushed through this information. Hopefully people could catch some of the key points and catch the passion and really take control of their lives. We're no longer victims. We were victims because of the programs that was handed over to us, but now we are able to get out of victimhood, and we can take leadership of our own lives. So I'm just thankful and grateful, Randall, for your this opportunity for me to do this, and for me just to be a blessing and add value to our nation and just to humanity.
No, you've been the epitome of the show, Theo, and thank you for that. You've been the epitome of the show of where people leave the show feeling highly motivated and driven. That's the crux of the show, and you just hit it You hit the ball out of the park. I must let you know. You really did us all a blessed favor today by being on the show. Now I'm ready for the rapid fire questions. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions. It's going to be rapid fire. Some questions we're going to go in a little bit detail because I think the viewers may deserve a little bit more information. But are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
And if you want Theo to answer any of your questions, feel free to go and put it in right now. We see your Facebook, we see on YouTube. Put it in right now, and we're going to answer it. If not now, we're going to answer it year after via the comment section. So question number 1. Everyone wants to know, and I want to know too, when and how did your love for Liverpool begin? And by the way, a big congrats to you for reaching the 10,000 mark on your the Statsman page on Facebook. It's been such a journey for you, and a major congratulations, Buta.
Yeah, no, thank you. No, I don't know where it started. I just know that we played a team called Wimbledon in the early 90s, and my dad was a Manchester United fan. And I said, I just want to be anti-Manchester United. And when I saw Liverpool playing the carpet style football, I said, that's the team that I want to support. So yeah, it happened in the early, I think the late 80s, early 90s.
So for those that don't know, when you say carpet style football, what are you referring to?
The slick passing of the ball, just beautiful poetry in motion when it comes to football.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, wonderful. On the same topic of Liverpool, what is your favorite Liverpool stat of all time?
Well, it must be, it's a recent stat. And that stat is we won Manchester United 7-0 last season.
Hey, nah.
The highest scoring game against our rivals. So yeah.
And that will be the stat you'll use every time somebody tries to get at you, huh? That's your all-time favorite.
It's called the 7-Up stat. The 7-Up.
So if you're ever in the store and you see a 7-Up, think of the Statsman and don't buy that drink. I think it's an anti-7-Up campaign right here. All righty. So whenever I go, for the viewers, whenever I go back home, Theo, he enjoys braaiing. And he taught me something, I think about 2 years ago. He introduced me to the Braai master, being the Braai master. Theo, when it comes to being the Braai master, what's the key? What's the one key? I'm sure there's many keys, but what's the one key to being an effective Braai master, in your opinion, to have always a lekker braai?
Sure. You need to have good music. You need to have a good drink. A Coke or a lemon twist or whiskey.
Come on.
You need, I think the music, a good drink, and I think you just need good company. But no one must get involved with the braai. No one must say, I think the chicken's almost done. You're gonna make me furious. Don't get involved with the meat and how it must braai. Unless the meat is burnt, you can say something. But as long as the braai master is there, don't get involved. You must serve the braai master.
Oh, wow, I'm sure your wife is laughing as she watches this now. Regarding the music, like for you, what kind of music needs to be there on the braai? What genre? Like if you could give a song right now that always gets you going, that you enjoy.
Sure. Well, my wife introduced me to, and I grew up with Jimmy Swaggart. I grew up with Commission and the Winans. Okay. But good old school jazz for me. Like this guy, just phenomenal Al Jarreau. I mean, you can play anything. Al Jarreau, any music of him during a braai. You sit, man. You sit.
What I'm gonna Google one of his songs. What song should I Google after this?
Sure. I don't know the names of the songs because, like I said,
I know you've got a.
I didn't grow up. I've got a Spotify playlist that actually says Pochikos and Braai playlist, and
Nice.
I've just seen Algero's name on most of the songs. I said, okay, Algero's the guy.
Send me the playlist.
I was a church boy. So I'm still getting used to these secular artists.
No, I hear you. Marie Whiskey Blade. Now send me the playlist. Send me the playlist. I'd love to check it out.
Definitely.
Your favorite part of the world that you've been to, and also what's a place that you'd like to go and visit?
Sure. My favorite part of the world must be New York. New York, in Manhattan, absolutely stunning. Just because, of the aesthetics, the way, because I'm a multimedia guy, the screens, the technology, it's just phenomenal. But so New York, definitely.
Okay, awesome.
And a place that I want to go to. One place that I would love to go to is I would love to go to the UK, to a place called Anfield, Liverpool.
Ooh-wee. And I wonder why.
No, awesome. We've got 3 more here to go, Buta. And as we go further down, we'll get a bit deeper, especially questions I'd like to know. So if you could collab with any artist, who would it be? Because I know you're very much into music, right?
Into music. Is this now gospel or secular, or what do you
give us? One gospel and one secular, if you will.
My dream was always to collaborate with Israel Houghton. So he's one guy that I would definitely connect, and I believe I will connect with him one day. Sure. Secular will probably be the first name that comes up. Let me just think now. Sure. Yeah, I think it would definitely be John Legend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I thoroughly love his music. And yeah, he's definitely one guy that I would love to do something.
Wow. I definitely heard John Legend when we had the Braai. Whenever we have Braais, I always hear him in the playlist, especially that song Tonight. No, awesome stuff. Now, 2 more questions on my end here. The biggest lesson your kids has taught you?
Sure. I think the biggest lesson they've taught me was an indirect lesson, and that is they're watching me. And as I model certain behavioral patterns, they are modeling it themselves. I see it in them, which is scary, but I understand why. So that's the biggest lesson, that I have to watch how I communicate with them, watch how I treat my wife, watch how I model, certain things in the home, because they just go out and perpetuate it. So biggest lesson, when they start reacting like you react, is like, I see me in them.
Yeah, sure. Big shout out to Aaron and Zachary. I can't wait to see you boys. Ons gaan lekker eat en lekker speel, jong. Daar say. Last question on my end, Buta. So for the viewers out there that don't know, the way I got into music and into the church was from like 10, 11. I used to play on my mom's scissors and recoffee tins, drums. And my dad and my brother used to always play music in the house. And this artist, Hezekiah Walker, he had a song called Jesus Is My Help. You remember that song, Jesus Is My Help?
Yeah.
And I played and practiced that song on the recoffee tins and perfected Jesus Is My Help. And I tell you this because My influence, Theo, came from the family, from yourself and Dad, when it comes to being in the church and playing in the church.
Yeah.
When it comes to yourself, what or who was the influence for you getting into the church? Because for those that don't know, Theo, of course, he was a worship leader, or he very much into worship leading, pastoral work in the youth as well. But what was the origin? What was the influence and drive for you getting into ministry?
Well, the crazy thing is, when I grew up, I said I'm not going to go into ministry.
Really?
But then I ended up in ministry because I could not run away from the call of God. I believe it was a call. So I think God called me, and He was the biggest influencer. Otherwise, I would have never put my foot in the church. As young people, you become rebellious and you want to get out into the world. And I said, what I've seen about religion, I don't want to get involved with religion. But when I saw that there was a gap, there was a vacant spot for young people to be related to, and no one was there, I felt that God is going to use me to be relatable to this generation. And even this next step that I'm taking, this evolution in my, because I deem this is still ministry. If I'm able to transform people's lives by changing habits, it changes their lives, and God gets the glory.
Yes.
So yeah, I think obviously my dad has been an inspiration, and many other, Pastor Trevor and Gerard, which was my youth leaders, they were all inspirations for me to step in. But I think ultimately God's call on my life was the biggest factor, and I couldn't run away from it.
Wow. No, I hear you on that one, man. What are the days when I just think back at when all the folks are going to watch this back, and what comes to my mind is always "The Lord is my shepherd," that song, and how that song took over Cape Town, where y'all went to so many youth groups and sang that song, and it was such a given, Theo. Whenever that song was sung, we know the Spirit is going to fall.
Wow.
Sure. No, that's definitely something.
And the amazing thing of that song was we were singing about the Lord is my shepherd, but I've only come now in this latter stages of my life to experience the Lord as my shepherd. So it has been so profound in my life to experience the Lord as my shepherd. As I was singing it years ago, but I never experienced it, So that was quite profound.
No, I hear you. And I'm glad that was the case, how the Lord has given you that transition of singing about it and now experiencing it. Theo, before we close off, before final remarks from myself and you, for those that are watching, there's someone that's watching that is really feeling very anxious moving into the new year. Any words that you can share for that person's spirit at this moment?
Well, one of the things that I will tell that person is to right now grab a book and a pen and write down 50 things that they are grateful for in their lives. It could be that they have eyesight. It could be that they can move their fingers. There you got 2 already. It could be that they can talk. That's 3 already. It could be that they have shoes on their feet. The fact that you are able to write down your list of things that you are grateful for, the latest science has revealed that gratitude and anxiety, or in your case, hopelessness, cannot exist in the mind simultaneously. It's either you hold hopelessness in front of you or you hold gratitude in front of you. Yes. And by doing that exercise, by writing down all the things that you are grateful for, that starts a shift in your thinking. And now you are able to really look through the lenses of gratitude and thankfulness for what you have in your life, and not for the things really that you are missing in your life. So that small shift will take you out of that rut of feeling hopeless. And obviously from there, I would encourage you to get the 5-minute revolution book.
Yes.
Because it's a practical toolbox for you to not just get out of hopelessness, but for you to get into a space and a place of hope.
Absolutely. And we do want to thank you so much for that, Buddha. I'm very encouraged just hearing you say that. And when you think of 50 things, you think it's so many things, but when you broke it down, you just mentioned 5 to 6 things just off the top of your head. And when you really think about it, you can come up with so much more. In regards to the program, I know it's $49 for the next 3 months. When it comes to the book, can someone purchase the book separately, or do they have to purchase the...
You can purchase the book separately. The link will also be available and all the details. And I think it's an easy to read book. It's plus minus 60 pages. The current stat out there, as far as people reading books, it's on the decline. People are not reading anymore. People are watching more, being entertained more visually, and they're no longer reading. And that's sad, because I've read over the last year more books than I've read in my entire life. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Because I was one of those people that was addicted to entertainment. But education is inoculation against distraction. So the more you educate yourself, the more you inoculate yourself with reading, the more you will stop procrastination and stop distraction and really pursue the things that you want to pursue. So, yeah.
Wow. Thanks so much for that. And just
I have to go Braai now. So it's Friday.
just in real time. And I know I've kept you way too long, but I think the viewers really deserve this kind of inspiration before the new year. I just got a message from Dad now, and I think he's probably listening to you, or he just saw my status update that I'm chatting with you right now.
Yeah.
And in the message, he mentioned that, hey, Randall, I hope all is well. You are doing well, and he's essentially saying that he's so proud to see the two of us doing what we're doing right now. And Dad, we want to salute you. When I think of my dad and my mom, I'm just thinking, and he also mentioned that Mom would be proud of the two of us so much right now. And just thinking back, I know Mom is looking at us, and Mom is seeing this interaction that we're having right now. And I can just imagine what she's thinking, eh?
Yeah, definitely. It's Mom's birthday in a couple of days' time, 20th. And it was the anniversary, the 10th of December. So, it's falling within that period of Mom's. I definitely feel Mom's presence here with us, even on this call.
No, absolutely. Allow me just a moment, Theo, to share with you on my side. You've taken us from where you were. You've been vulnerable, and you've taken us into a space of letting us know that you were overweight, you were broke, you were depressed, and you've taken us through the journey of how you've managed to climb out of that state. You've been a mentor to me all these years, from when I was small up until today. Whenever we chat over the phones, we have thorough discussions back and forth, imparting into one another. When I see you online, I always get inspired, always giving back. And when I think of now, all this culminating to you releasing a book and having a coaching program, when you say in your intro that, you've been 15 years, in the pastoral field, when I think of you as a coach, you've been over 2 decades with coaching the music ministry, because every Wednesday, every Sunday, you've been coaching people on how to play instruments, coaching people on how to sing, coaching people on their spiritual lives, more than 2 decades. And I think it's so worth having this program for this price in particular. And I'm not saying it just because we want to sell programs. I'm saying it because I believe in the value. And apart from that, Theo, I want to thank you for coming onto the show. Like I said before, I can have so many guests on But when I have family on, when I have you
Yeah.
on, and when,
Yeah.
of course, I'm going to have Dad on, this to me, I can officially cancel the show. Ons het gemaak. We made it, baby. Mommy, we've made it. I'm going to interview Mom when I'm in heaven on the Driven Show. But from my heart to yours, Theo, know that I do love you, and know that all I want is for all of us to succeed. Yes, I might be doing a show interviewing right now, but I always said, and I said it to you before, if I grow, we all grow. If you grow, we all grow. And for me, at the end of the day, the sixth core value in the Driven Daily system is relationships matter. And I realize this, Puta, we can have all the money in the world, but if we have nobody that we can actually trust, all that money means zero. So I'm really happy for you, Buta, for today, and I'm really proud of you, of what you're doing, and for all the steps you've made throughout your life. And I salute you, Buta.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you to all the viewers that enjoy this segment today. Love you guys.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much, Dailies, for joining. Remember, know that we are not here just to survive. We are here to thrive. And from my heart to yours, know that I love you, know that I care. And until next time, peace.